Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your August 2018 general readings. Thank you for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. Thank you for following my channel and for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. And a big thank you to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, for keeping me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. If any of you are interested in any personal one-on-one reading, you can get more info on my contact details by clicking on the About button on my YouTube channel's homepage or clicking on the description bar of all the videos I post. You can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. Turnaround time is usually pretty quick, anywhere within 1 to 3 weeks, but almost always within that period of time we can set up a reading for you live or recorded. So if you're interested, send me an email and we'll go from there. You can also, for quick answers to quick questions, you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and that link is also provided. Make sure to check your rising and your moon sign videos. They can provide additional clarification. Sometimes they play out a little more predictably for you at different times. Because general readings, they always resonate a little bit differently for everybody who's watching. Details and specifics will always vary, although the energy and advice fundamentally remains the same, regardless of how it resonates in your life or where it resonates in your life. All right, let's move into this. This is for the water sign of Pisces, our mercurial lovely fish, for the month of August 2018. Let's see what's in store for Pisces, August 2018. Yes, I know my background has changed again. I am doing my annual gypsy thing and traipsing around Europe, Eastern Europe, currently in a little flat in Poland right now. Beautiful Poland. All right, Pisces, we begin with death or transformation, followed by the Five of Cups. We have the Six of Cups, followed by the Hierophant. We have the Queen of Wands, followed by the King of Wands. Oh, couple showing up for you. And the Sun, followed by the Ace of Cups. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy, focus, and guidance for August 2018 is the Ten of Wands. So there's definitely an ending which has occurred or is occurring. I am recording these in the last week of July, by the way. So some kind of burden is coming to an end. In the tarot, tens represent cycles ending, culmination, a sense of achievement, or something coming to an end and transitioning into something else. The Ten of Wands represents a heavy load, a long-standing challenge, something you've been investing in for a long time, or a cross you've had to bear for a long time. A heavy weight, but definitely coming to an end. You can see his head is up and he's looking at his destination right around the corner where he can finally lay this burden down, stand up and take a deep breath and be free of it. So definitely a burden, a challenge, or something you've been putting a lot of yourself into or dealing with it a lot, perhaps for a long time, coming to an end in August 2018 if it hasn't already. For some of you, this ending may carry some sadness with it. We do have, at the end of July, beginning of August, death, clarified by the Five of Cups. Death represents transformation, something coming to a pretty significant, complete, and necessary end so that something else can occur, so that rebirth can occur, so that new seeds can be planted to grow something and manifest something new. So death represents a complete clearing out for that to happen. Birth always follows death. You know, beginnings always follow endings. In every ending are the seeds for the next thing, for the next beginning. And death, when death usually shows up, it usually represents that whatever's coming to an end is pretty old, has been there for quite some time. And I always get that feeling off the Ten of Wands too, that these wands he's been carrying may have started out as just 1 or 2 wands, but he's been carrying them and they've added and grown, and he's been carrying them for a long time. And death usually represents that's what's ending, is something that's been there for quite some time, and it's dying a permanent death. So something is coming to an end. Now it's clarified by the Five of Cups, which is a card that can represent focusing on grief and sometimes being stuck in grief and not seeing anything else outside of that. And grief can be a very selfish, understandably, process. You can see this man is completely mentally, emotionally focused on these 3 goblets, which are tipped over and spilled out. These goblets represent loss, something that he's lost or it maybe has been taken from him, and all of his attention is focused on that. But behind him are 2 beautiful goblets, still upright, full, glowing, representing that there are still blessings in his life, still things to be grateful for, or opportunities that he might miss because he's not looking at those. He's only focused on the grief. And this can be understandable if you're going through a loss. And for some of you, because we have some family and home and history energy here as well, with the Six of Cups and the Hierophant next, family, home, roots of origin, where you grew up, parents, maybe the Hierophant. We do have the King and Queen of Wands, which for some of you may represent parent or parent figures or somebody like that in your family. You know, when death shows up, I usually don't interpret it or see it as literal physical death, but sometimes that is the case. I mean, we don't last forever in this lifetime. So for those of you who are actually going through an actual loss from, you know, the death of someone, particularly someone in your family or someone that you were close to or cared about, my heartfelt condolences, love, and blessings to you, because I feel like some of you are dealing with actual death here, and part of this grief is understandable and attached to that. Some of you, it may be somebody that you've been maybe watched that's been ill for a while, maybe you've been taking care of them for a while, but you grieve nonetheless, of course, as we do. Others of you, this is just something coming to an end and you are going through a grieving process. And grieving is natural and healthy when we go through a loss or we leave something behind to move on to something else. But the cautionary advice to this is not to get too stuck in it. Honor the loss and make sure to not get stuck in it so that we can move on at an appropriate and healthy time. And don't forget that there are still blessings in your life, people that still love and care about you, and things still to be grateful for, and opportunities still coming for you. Now next we have the Six of Cups and the Hierophant. So the Six of Cups is traditionally a card associated with the past, childhood, roots of origin, where you grew up, parents, family, childhood times, childhood friends, something with a weight and history of time. Sixes can represent travel too, so it could be that you're traveling back home. Again, I'm getting that for a few of you. There may have been a death in the family and you're traveling back to somebody's home or your family home or where you grew up or something of that sort, you know, in order to kind of be there for that process. And so for others of you, it's just family may be important for you for the month of August 2018. Childhood friends may be important to you, or people you grew up with may be important to you, and important to you in terms of that's what the focus is on in August 2018. And also for some of you, it may be the source of this grief, but you're also surrounding yourself with family and with other people who are going through the same thing, for those of you that are grieving in that way. And so it's a comfort as well, kind of a bittersweet sort of thing. Others of you, old family and old friends, are a source of comfort and stability for you. The Six of Cups is also clarified by the Hierophant, which is a card of convention, tradition, walking the prescribed path, doing what everybody else is doing. It can also represent the establishment, culture, tradition, things that you grew up with, something that has roots that's well established. And in connection to the Six of Cups, again, I'm getting a strong sense of family for a lot of you. The ending may be in your family, associated with your family, or your family may be, some of you, it may be both the source of the grief, but also the source of comfort and consolation during this time too. Or it could be, I mean, you know, there's a few different things it could be. Maybe you're going through a difficult time if something is coming to an end. It could be a relationship. It could be a marriage or a divorce. Some of you may be moving back in with parents for a while, or, you know, some combination of those kind of energies. But family appears to be important to you. And regardless of how the specifics are manifesting in your life, I'm getting that most, if not all of you, family or where you come from, or people that you've had a relationship with for a long, long time, like childhood friends, are definitely a source of comfort for you as you're going through something coming to an end, and, you know, before the beginning of something new. Now, next to that, we have the King and Queen of Wands. This is a fire sign couple, and I always pay attention when a couple shows up, the King and Queen of the same suit shows up, because it almost always means a couple or two people that are really connected or really match and complement each other well. This can represent husband and wife. It can represent mother or father. It can represent another, you know, man and woman that's significant in your life. But I do feel like for a lot of you, it is significant. I don't feel like either one of these energies is manifesting from you, or that you're being called upon to manifest. I feel like, Yeah, I feel like for some of you, not for all of you, that this is a couple or two people that are showing up as significant in your life. They may be family. For some of you, they have a familial feel, mother, father, uncle, aunt, grandma, grandpa, somebody of that sort. Again, it may be connected to the loss, and it may be connected to the support, the consolation as well. They're showing up somehow as significant to you. But I think for a lot of you, it's a source of inspiration and a source of strength as well. Now at or towards the end of the month, we have a beautiful combination of cards. We have the Sun, which is the most positively influential card in the tarot, with the Ace of Cups. So it kind of looks like the first part of the month, the end of July through a lot of August, is a more quiet, contemplative time. You may be spending more time around old friends, around family, or taking a trip back to see family. There's some kind of loss or grief attached to that. But I feel like, again, even if it's within the family system or an old friend of some kind, the other similar relationships around you will be a source of support and consolation, particularly this couple that's standing out as a source of strength and continuity for you. But the Sun represents at the end of the month an uplifting of energy, because some of you, you know, there may be some grief, as you know, can be depressing. There can be some blue times. When the Sun comes out, it shines over everything, which is why it's such a positively influential card. When the Sun shows up in a spread, it elevates and lifts. It's kind of boosts it's a little extra boost to the positive energy of all the surrounding cards, and can lessen and even sometimes negate, cancel out some of the challenging energy in surrounding cards as well. Because when the Sun comes out, it affects everything. It shines over everything, represents an uplifting of energy, restrictive energies loosening up or disappearing, life, love, warmth, laughter. There's a strong theme of fun and being with other people, and of a hopefulness and an uplifting of energy, kind of breathing a big sigh after a challenging or difficult period. So that energy is coming in very welcome at the end of the month, and it's accompanied and clarified by the Ace of Cups. So aces represent the number one, so they always represent the start of something new, the beginning of a new path, or the opportunity for a new beginning. And it's the Ace of Cups. Cups is water energy. It's the emotional energy, feeling energy, also the energy that that manifests in relationships. Sometimes this card can come up for new love and romance. That may be what's happening for you at or towards the end of August 2018. It does represent an emotional renewal, the heart kind of beginning to open up again, particularly if you've gone through a challenging time. It looks like at or towards the end of the month. And I feel like for some of you, and you'll have to give me feedback for those of you for whom this resonates, this lovely, beautiful, positive energy is somehow related to this King and Queen of Wands. Now, this is Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy. It could be a specific couple. For some of you, it could be one specific fire sign individual, or somebody who's manifesting as a fire sign individual. But I feel like they are significant in this uplifting of energy and bringing this you know, this lovely energy in, of helping you heal, and this emotional renewal beginning to happen. Some of you, it could be new love and romance with a fire sign, but definitely any way you look at it, at or towards the end of the month, some of this maybe difficulty and loss that some of you may be going through or have gone through, and are, you know, is definitely going to be lifting in a truly beautiful way at the end of August. Just again, make sure to you know, if you've got these friends and families around you, rely on them, kind of rest in that shelter, in that bosom for a while. It looks to be very healing too, in spite of the fact that there's maybe a bittersweet thread kind of through the whole thing. Make sure not to get too stuck in grief. There's a time to honor it, and then there's a time to kind of stand up and continue to move on, and honor that memory by leaving it where it's at. So Pisces, that pretty much wraps up your August 2018 general reading. I hope that it has been of some benefit to at least a few of you out there. Again, if any of you are interested in any more personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more info and my contact details by going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on that little About button. You can also click on the description bar of all the videos I post for the same information. Please feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. Turnaround time is usually pretty timely. So reach out if you're interested, and we'll go from there. And for quick answers to quick questions, you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That link is also provided. So I will see you all in a couple of weeks, Pisces, for the August 2018 mid-month general readings. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.